I'm Roxy with Roxie's Broadway Breakdown. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're all about musical theater, don't forget to click and subscribe. And so the long-awaited Wicked movie has now opened. If you want to see my review on the movie, that is in a separate video, and I will link that below. But I wanted to do a video just on the marketing of the movie, because I don't think I've seen any other movie marketed like this. For one thing, they did do like a Glicked weekend. They've been calling it the Glicked weekend, and I don't think the studio or anybody did this on purpose. I don't think they did, but much like the Barbenheimer summer of pairing Barbie with Oppenheimer, which was just more of like sort of a pop culture thing that took off just sort of by itself and became a thing. That go see this, fun rom-com, and then, this very serious movie, and people just sort of started seeing it like a double feature, or at least like, oh, you have to see Barbie and you also have to see Oppenheimer, two totally different movies. It just became like this phenomenon of the summer last year. Now people are sort of seeing, oh, you have to see Wicked the musical with this very serious sequel to Gladiator. So they're calling it the Glicked weekend. I think people are maybe forcing this one together to try and create the same buzz. I don't know that Wicked needs that kind of buzz, because they have been marketing this at least for the last several months. I mean, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo that star in the movie as Glinda and Elphaba, I've been seeing on red carpet moments now for months, dressed in green and pink. And like, even to the point of, I don't know if well, obviously the studio has been doing this as publicity, but I have been seeing them on red carpet moments to the point of where they were at the Olympics in Paris this summer. And of course, NBC, Universal Studios, is the producer. It's the studio that's producing and putting out Wicked the movie. And of course, that's in the family of NBC Studios Media. But, and that is who produced the Olympics, who showed the Olympics. But they had them at the Olympics, like on the red carpet in pink and green, and then they like purposely showed them together at the women's gymnastics, event, sitting together. And I'm just like, wow, they really want them to have these moments. They've had them on The Voice together, promoting the movie, and they've just had them at like all these different events promoting the movie together. And so I just find it interesting that they've literally been doing this for months leading up to the movie. But I mean, that's fair. Everybody gets to promote a movie or project however they see fit. I just found it really interesting. It's been going on for a while. Like, they've been like anticipating this movie coming out for months. They've been generating the buzz and the excitement around it. So, and I don't know, obviously the studio has a lot to do with it. I don't know if John M. Chu, the director, has had something to do with it. I don't know whose final decision was it is to split the movie into two parts, because only the first part of the movie is being released. You'll have to wait till next November of 2025 to see the second part. So if you're going to the movie thinking that you're seeing the full movie in its entirety, you're gonna have to wait. They're gonna leave you with a cliffhanger and see basically the second act of the musical next year. At first I heard it was because they couldn't, I mean, without too much of a spoiler alert, couldn't think of a song to follow up with Defying Gravity, which always ends Act 1. And so John M. Chu didn't want to, like, just go right into the next act, basically, and keep the movie going. He thought, no, we need a break, basically an intermission, and come back with a part 2 of the movie. But I'm thinking, we come back in Act 2 for, you know, in the show, in the theater, and they manage to spring back. I don't know. But anyway, I personally, I think that they wanted to just stretch this out as long as possible, and it's sort of a money maker for the movie to kind of, you know, market it as long as possible and stretch it out, because the movie is really long. The movie's over 2 hours, and it's almost as long as the entire show is on Broadway. So if that's just like the first part of the movie, I think he could have done it, honestly, the whole movie in one movie. But you'll get to see my review. All right. So the collabs that they have done, it seems like every marketer, every vendor, like wants a piece of this movie. Like, it's the thing to collaborate with Wicked. And everybody from Target to Walmart to Gap to Bloomingdale's to H&M, even Zach Posen, Vera Bradley, like some of the bigger designers, have paired up with Wicked for clothes, toys, Lego, Mattel. That's also part of like the NBC family umbrella, for dolls, Roblox games. I get those collabs. I get REM makeup, Ulta, Conair, Shark Beauty, Foster Grant for glasses, Beekman 1802 skincare, OPI nail polish, Lush. So I get like clothes and makeup would be natural collabs for Wicked. You know, everybody wants something to wear, t-shirts, sweatshirts, makeup, you know, fun eyeshadow palettes, nail polish, you know, green, pink, different odd eclectic colors. But even like Stanley Cups, Starbucks, Betty Crocker for cupcakes, novelty cupcakes. I saw some, like, there's a brand for macaroni and cheese. You make it and some mystery color comes out. Xfinity, like just some brands you normally might not think of as collabs for a movie. Literally, when I was looking down the list at all the collaborations for a movie, I thought, oh, that's interesting. So, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, Barbie obviously did a lot of collaborations for that movie. So there was lots of pink in the summer of Barbie. Everyone was, you know, Barbie. And so, you know, I get a movie does this for marketing purposes, but for Wicked, it really seems like extensive. It seems like I'm watching TV and something will pop up that it's like, oh, that's like a car or an insurance. It was just like different things that I normally wouldn't think that would pair up with a musical movie is like paired. They just seem to have grabbed everybody for this movie and collaborated with it. So in some ways, I think the studio or, you know, somebody has thought this is a real money maker and trying not just to make it on the name alone of the musical and the subject, but also like, let's get in it just for the money. They know the musical has been on Broadway for 20 plus years. They know it's been a very successful Broadway musical. People love it. It's popular. It's gonna be popular. That should be a jingle for one of the many collabs on TV. If you're familiar with Wicked. But it almost seems like we know we have a built-in audience. We know there's a lot of people that love this musical, and so we're gonna just go after them now with like, they're gonna want memorabilia and they're gonna want, you know, everything to do with Wicked. It's the holiday season, and so let's just drive them into the theaters and they're going to want to go out and buy everything Wicked. And it almost seems like that's also why they really wanted to do a two-parter movie, so that they can carry this on through the spring, summer, fall, into next holiday season, so that keep that momentum. And, you know, like, oh, and now part 2 is coming. It's almost kind of like a mini, I don't know, Harry Potter kind of a thing. You know, like, of course, this one, you can't make multiple, you know, parts to it. You can't, I mean, there's only one Wicked, so you can't keep making series and, you know, multiple movies of it. But it just seems like they are trying to stretch it out as long as possible so they can make the dolls and the toys and the clothes as long as possible, and just see how much can we suck the life out of this. You know, how much will people buy to jump on board with Wicked, which is just kind of a shame, because I wish they'd let the musical just stand on its own and just let people enjoy the musical and take it for what it is without trying to make a money grab for it. That's all I'm saying. I think it could stand on its own. Anyway, watch my review too, because they're, you know, I don't know, without giving too much away. Obviously there's some things I liked and some things I didn't. But anyway, watch my video on the review. Okay, so there is my take on the marketing of Wicked, which I find really interesting. Okay, don't forget to click on subscribe, and I'll see you in my next.